It's Phoebe Garnsworthy here. I'm a spiritual author and meditation teacher. And today I'm going to speak to you about my book, Remember the Witch Within, and read a little extract for you. So this book is an exploration of my past lives and the past lives of my ancestors. And in it, I visit 7 different lives and I learn some wisdom that was written there. I learn about their story. And as I read their story, you learn about your ancestors too, because right back at the very beginning, we've shared ancestors. So it's really interesting to see how you resonate with the stories. But anyway, I wanted to read you just the beginning. It's a little bit of the introduction, and it helps explain about how I do the past life regression in terms of what it means, okay? So, when we journey, our soul travels through an opening of space-time energetic vibration. We can understand this concept by looking to the theory that everything is energy, and energy never dies. So the energy that was created once upon a time by people who lived before us is still available for us to access. Perhaps in the time that has passed, that energy has transformed, most likely, but we can still call upon it. It can still transform back to show us that period of life. Because memory is not local, it isn't contained in our brain. So if memory is an energy, it can be accessed beyond the physical. When we journey within the spirit world, there are no secrets. We simply ask and we are told. Inside each journey, I was presented with vivid images that told their story. Sometimes the images ignited with fine detail, translating the knowledge easily. Other times, I needed to work a little harder to understand what the message was. My strongest telepathic qualities have always been visual. Second to this feeling, I can sense what is known, what is told, and what is felt. I can embody the emotions. And lastly, I hear the words. I hear them subtly, not from the voice of the person, but from the voice of my own inner knowing. That inner voice is the hardest one for us to trust, for our mind likes to challenge and take control. But with diligent practice, we can learn to distinguish between the voice in our head and that of our soul. What you need to remember when traveling to these outer realms is that what you see may be a representation of your own memories in this life, because what you see in the spirit realm are visual projections of energy. Our mind likes to form definitions in order to understand. When receiving information, it will usually identify the concept as something it already knows to be able to reference it appropriately. So as I journeyed through different lands and times and met the people, many of them were presented as lifelike characters I had seen as a child. Now the question still remains, did what I see as a child really happen? Or was I tapping into unconscious energy? For as children, we do not have the same veils of illusion that we have as adults. Regardless of what was seen, what matters most is the message. And this is what I captured from each of my ancestors and my past lives. If I ran out of time with one character, I would call out to it again when entering my trance-like state at a later date, hence fleshing out the gaps in their story. The following stories were remembered over a period of several months and many journeys. Every chapter, every character, every life represented in this book, I have learned about from inner world journeys. They are unique, each with their own wisdom and message. Through these stories, I learned about my story. Through these lives, I understand my own. This exploration of my past provided me with the answers I had been seeking since a very young age. I can finally understand why I was cautious to explore the spiritual side of myself and to share those explorations through my writing. I hope this book will encourage you to explore your own past, your connections to your ancestors, and recognize how they shaped you for better or worse. We are all holding on to ancestral trauma. The more we explore and share what happened to us, to our ancestors, to our community, the greater contribution we can make to healing the entire collective consciousness. Okay, so that was a little introduction about my book, Remember the Witch Within. And it's an In it, I do past life regressions and a journey to learn about different stories of my ancestors. So it's not a super long book, but it's really interesting, with each chapter holding a new life and something new to learn. And of course, we've got a lot of witchcraft in here, and so it's about the witches from the Middle Ages and what it is that they went through as well. I tap into a bit of that. If you're interested in learning more about this book, you can check it out here. And I hope you enjoyed that. Have a look at the rest of my videos about my other books here. Okay, bye.